Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Well, have you been counting how many yarn stores that I've gone to and actually did a video for? Yeah, I'm a little behind. So recently, my husband and I took a little road trip through Nebraska. For those that are new here, we live in Colorado, so it was a bit of a road trip. And I got to plot out the route, which meant we were stopping at the yarn stores. I managed to get 6 squeezed in with hubby, 6 of them in 2 days. Yeah, he wasn't a fan. But you know what? I did the route, and that's where we were going to go. So this is store number 5 on our road trip, the 4th store in that particular day. And of course, we were successful, got yarn. Truthfully, we got something at every single place because every store has different stuff. Some things that you've seen in, maybe not that color, or maybe it's on a really good sale and you're like, I can't pass that up. Other things you've never seen before. So this store had a little bit of both. Okay, this store had a lot. This was called the Yarn Shop. And if you watched the last video with my little road trip, was knit paper scissors. It's only a couple miles from there. So if you are traveling through Lincoln, Nebraska, and you're like, hey, I forgot to bring my yarn. For one, you should never forget to bring your yarn. But sometimes it happens, okay? We find ourselves without a project or gasp. We've actually finished all the yarn we had with us. Oh, wow. So if that's the case and you are in Nebraska and you find knit paper scissors, highly recommend that you take that short jaunt. It's a short jaunt over to the Yarn Shop. 2 very, very well stocked yarn stores with very different yarns. Very different. I mean, it was just, yeah, crazy. As a matter of fact, let's see. Oh, I just moved my stuff. Do I have that here? Yeah. So this is the yarn that I ended up getting at Knit Paper Scissors, was the one skein, right? Which is gorgeous. This is one of the local yarns, local to Nebraska. And, hey, if you're traveling, souvenir yarn, hello, must have. This bag is what I ended up getting. My nice thank you bag, isn't that cute? This is what I ended up getting at the Yarn Shop. Literally, that's the name. I mean, crazy. So this place is in what looks like an old strip mall, right? An older strip mall and everything. Everything's enclosed. So we went in one entrance and it was like, oh, well, the place we were looking for is like over here, just took a little winding around. Not a problem. Hubby was so done. He stayed. He's like, I'm gonna just wait in the car. Just go in. Fine, I'll go in. He was done with me. He's a saint, but he was done with me. And I'm in this place and I'm trying to go fast, right? So the first thing that I did, I walked all the way to the back of the store. The place is pretty big. It really is. They are stocked. It was amazing. They had all sorts of things. So I went back to the sales area and it was a well-stocked sales area. I mean, I picked up some things along the way and I liked them and everything, you know how that goes, but I'm like, all right, I've already gone to quite a few places. Here we go. We got the sales back. Let me put that down. I know that's making noise. We're going to stop that. Let me go to the sales rack. Let me pick up some stuff. Let me see what we got going on. And I grabbed this. I know it's a sock yarn. You're like, ooh, big surprise. You picked up sock yarn. Fingering weight yarn. I do not plan on making socks with that. That is beautiful. It's a super wash. Yay, easy care, right? This is 41% cotton, 39% wool, 15% polymade, 7% polyester, and it is super wash and it is beautiful. Of course you can make socks with it. I didn't want to. I got 2 of them. These were in the sales thing. If you saw that big sign above the sales rack, it said 50% off. Sweet. So they were $16.75. So obviously I got both of them for $16.75. Buy one, get one free. Yay. Totally thrilled with that. Oh, yardage and everything. For those that are not familiar with sock yarns, this is going to be 400 some odd yards. Yep. It's 100 grams. 420 meters, so what is that, like 440-ish yards, something like that. So typical, right? Typical number 1 weight. Good. like it. And like I said, I plan on doing kids clothes with this. I like this type of yarn. I like the feel of it, the look of it, the drape of it. So yes, I had to get this. So my husband comes in, and which is good and not good. You know what I'm getting at. Because, you know, at this point, he's done. Oh my gosh, he was so amazing, but he's done. And he comes in and he's like, hey, let's look at some things. I'm like, oh, honey, come here. And I'm dragging him all over the store, right? And I'm showing him all the pictures. You know, I took some pictures and stuff. I'm showing him all the stuff. I'm like, look at this. I've never seen this yarn before. They had Ba yarn. They had Barocco yarn. They had yarns that I hadn't seen before. They had the hot yarn. That's a good one. They had so many nice things. They had the hanks of yarn, the skeins of yarn, a wide selection of sock yarns, and not a lot of yarn stores have that, you know, actual sock yarn. And it was, you know, I'm carrying around these. I'm like, I'm getting this. And he's like, that's it? Because yeah, if you've been around, you know how my husband is. He's like, that's what you want? Because this is your commercial, it's not the same as the hand dyed, right? The hand dyed that you can get at one place or whatever. You could get this online. I want this color. I want this. This is what I want. Easier to get. It's not the souvenir. That's the word I'm looking for. It's not the souvenir yarn that he was thinking of. So I'm like, okay, check this stuff out. I'd never seen this before. I said, all right, I'll show you the first thing that I touched when I came into the store. And then I set it back down because, well, I'm weird that way. The color on this, look at that, isn't it pretty? It's a sport weight. Sport weight. It's not even fingering weight. It's sport weight. Wow. This is called Sea Turtle. This is round mountain fibers inspired by nature. This is part of the aquatic collection, and it is hand dyed in Vermont. Look at that tag. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I've never seen this yarn. They said that this is more, you know, they do small batches and send it out and you get it or you don't. That's just all there is to it. So I'm like, okay, well, I want one. I grabbed one. I'm like, okay, I got one. How much is this? $32. Yeah. Okay, so it's not your bargain basement. Okay, these two, bargain basement, loved it, and then 50% off. Yes, please. This, not your bargain basement. I'm like, I got one. And I'm talking to the owner and some of the customers, because you know how us yarn people are. Even when we're customers, we can't help but to talk to other people and talk about, what are you gonna make? What are you gonna do? Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous, right? Because we like to know. We like to see the pretty things through other people's eyes. And we're talking about this gorgeous yarn. And she's like, yeah, you either get it or you don't. That's just, I mean, that's how a lot of the hand dyes are. You get it when they have, especially small batches like this. And this is their September colorway. So again, get it or don't, because it's that limited edition type thing, you know. And hubby's like, are you sure you just want one? I'm like, no, I'm good. I just need the one, right? And how many yards is this? And you know, I didn't get just one. You saw the beginning. You know, I didn't just get one. That was him. That's totally him. So this says 100 grams, 380 yards. Now, it is the sport weight, not the fingering weight. I know how to do the fingering weight. I can do the math on the fingering weight. And, you know, four of them total would be able to do a sweater for me, right? I get that. But this doesn't have the same yardage, but it's going to work up a little bigger. So I'm like, well, how many of those do I need, right? And so I'm like, okay, here's the 4, because again, this is, yeah. All right, I'll get a sweater quantity. I got 4, right? And, you know, and then we're up at the counter, and the lady, the owner was talking and everything, and then the other customer's like, yeah, it's either you get it or you don't. It's not like if you run out, you ran out. Too late. You know, you didn't, just whatever. And somebody's like, are you sure you don't want the last one? Because that's all they had was 5. Yeah, I got them all. Yeah. I got a problem. Aren't those pretty? So no clue how this will work up. You know, because it's you got the variegated, right? Isn't that pretty? It's gorgeous. It is so pretty. That is stunning. So I have no clue how it's going to work up, and I don't know the different gauge swatches. Of course, I haven't done a gauge swatch. Look, of course, I haven't done a gauge swatch. I don't know the difference of working with fingering versus working with sport weight. Obviously, sport weight's a little bit bigger, so whatever your needle size is, you're going to have less stitches to equal the inches that you need. Got it. But yeah, I'm not familiar with this as much. I'm looking forward to working with the sport weight to see what that does. And you know, truthfully, I am happy that we did get the 5th skein, because it would be sad to start something and realize, wow, I'm short, or maybe I wanted to make long sleeves and I don't get to because I didn't want to pick up the 5th skein, right? So I shouldn't have an issue with the yardage. I should be fine. I shouldn't have to go, oh, don't pick that stitch pattern. It uses more yarn. We know how that is. It's true. So hubby was right. So, you know, if he would have stayed in the car, it'd have been a lot cheaper. I would have just ended up with both of these and I would have been happy. I'm not lying. I would have been happy. They had so many beautiful colors in this. I've got some of the pictures, and I'm just going to throw, as you already seen, the pictures in sporadically, and you'll get to see that. This store was amazing. It was hard to just select what I did. I mean, obviously, I got a sweater quantity. I mean, I got a full sweater quantity of yarn I have never seen before. Look at that. Just so you can, if you wanted to look that up, this is Alder Fingering, A-L-D-E-R Fingering, round mountain fibers inspired by nature, hand dyed in Vermont. I mean, it's just beautiful. So let's see. Oh, look at that. Okay, so I was gonna go ahead and open the full skein and just to see how the colors are. But look, they put that little paper through both ends to keep the skeins nice and prettier. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. If it wasn't like that, I'd open it, but I'm not gonna take that staple up. I'm gonna just leave it as is, and it'll just be, it's beautiful. The black specks get me. Oh my gosh. That's what gets me with the sweater I'm making for my husband right now with Arcane Fiberworks, is that little black specks and everything on the yarn. Oh my gosh, it just adds a little pop, a little color. The other thing to me on this that I think is really interesting is I don't think this is my normal colors. You've got the light blue turquoisey, you've got green. Well, we know green is, right? You know, this isn't, it's your autumny colors, but it's not the same ones that I normally go for. This to me, it's beautiful, but it's not one that I generally go for, if that makes any sense. You're probably saying, yes, it is. No, I don't think so. Not with that pop of that light turquoisey. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I don't know how much, I mean, there's a bunch in there, right? That's gonna, look at that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's definitely some, I don't know. I just thought it was just the prettiest stuff. And my husband is the biggest enabler. I mean, he is an enabler. I tried to get out of the store with these. Just these, right? And you know, hey, they're half off, so I can get both of them. There you go. I can make a larger kid's top or whatever. Just these is all I tried to get out of the store with. And yeah, and we ended up with all of this. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. That's my husband. Yeah. So, do you have any patterns that you think are really cool for sport weight yarn? I haven't even looked yet what I can do with that. I'm excited to work with that. Truthfully, if Tyler from Arcane Fiberworks did sport weight yarn, I would have got that for my husband's sweater. He has 4 weights that he does, but sport weight isn't one of them. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's not too much different than the fingering weight, right? Just plumper, right? It should be fine. So I think I'll have to do a little bit more on the gauging. Gauges lie. They lie. A little bit more on that and figure it out. If I'm doing a top-down kind of a thing, maybe not so much. This one I wouldn't be doing like the color work, so I wouldn't have the fancy yoke as far as that goes. I would let the yarn do the talking, because I mean, look at that. I mean, that's pretty cool. That yarn's going to do some weird talking or something. I don't know. I don't have anything specific in mind for like, you know, cuffs and collar or anything. It is sport weight. I don't have a lot of sport weight, you know, and solids, especially like a hand-dyed type thing. So I think it's just going to be an all this. I don't need a contrast, right? It'll just be all of whatever, however this works up. You know, I mean, I've got That's Tyler's. This is the charcoal, but again, it's the wrong weight, so that's not gonna, it would go. I mean, look at that. It would work. I could definitely do that. And I don't know. You know, it might work anyway as a mix because there's not a huge difference. I mean, this is, Tyler's stuff is 437 yards for the 100 grams. Let's see. And this, what did we say it was? 380 yards. So a little more than 50 yards difference between the two. It is smaller, but if I were doing the ribbing, you could do the ribbing with either the same size or smaller needles, and it would be a little smaller, and then go the rest of it with something like this. I still think I need more of this because I use a lot of the charcoal. I'm just saying, it's just such a great color. Although I have 2 skeins of the Malabrigo with their charcoal that I have plenty of that too. So to see which one would work the best. So I could mix if I chose to. I think I could make it work. But look at that. Look at that palette. Oh my gosh. What do you think? Did I do good? Is this something that you're interested in? Do you think this is not my normal scheme, or do you think I'm just falling into my normal? I don't think this is my normal. Not with that light turquoisey pop there. I don't think that's the normal that I go for. You tell me, because we delude ourselves. Yeah, I know, it's true. So anyway, that was our 5th store. Just unassuming name, the Yarn Shop. Coming in, it does not look like much as far as the parking lot, you know, the almost strip mall setting or whatever, but when you go in, the entire thing is enclosed. It's not like an outdoor air mall. And oh my gosh, the place was really large, extremely well stocked, all sorts of yarns, things I've seen, things I've not seen. It was impressive, and highly recommend, if you're going to one of them, the Yarn Shop or Knit Paper Scissors, make sure you check out the other one. You're that close, that's almost walking distance, a couple miles away, you know what I'm getting at, right? But I mean, you're that close. Do yourself a favor, check them both out. You will not be disappointed. They are opposite ends of the spectrum and amazing. I mean, both of them absolutely spectacular. You will not be disappointed. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go and try to figure out what I'm gonna do with this, because this is stunning. And you guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be, and I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.